Yes. Alright. Welcome back to Kamen Rider Review. Episode number... I believe this is episode 254. Yes. So, this one's interesting. We are here discussing episodes 25 and 27. Now, you think like, why would you do that for? What is 27 part 1 of a two-parter? Oh no, it's actually part 2 of a two-parter. Because 25 is a standalone episode, and then you had 26, 27. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. I was a little surprised about that, but I guess they did that because this arc is about to wrap up really soon. We have like 3 more to go. 25, the big thing with this one is that it's return of Jin. Yes. He's been dead since, he was killed off. I think it was episode 16. He's back here in 25. That's the big thing with episode 25, is that he comes back. Yeah, he is back here in this very episode. Yep, he is back here. Now, have they decided on the, I think it was actually it's the very next two-parter. They decided on the third contest. So, the whole thing with episode 25 is like, yeah, a whole thing about saving the Hemagears. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's also maybe a burning falcon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing is, like, the satellite systems cut off. It was a really cool episode. I love 25. It was actually so interesting with this episode. This episode was to actually, well, the guy who directed this episode, Kazuya Kamachi, he also directed the final episode of Ryu Soldier. Yes. You're like, huh, interesting. Yeah. For 01, this ended up being the first of 3 episodes he would direct for the show. Mm-hmm. He would also direct next 2 episodes. Then he returned for Saber. He actually did some directing for Zex. He did the first 3 episodes, 8, 9, 14, 15, and 24, 25. He has done 2 movies, which I haven't seen those yet. Yeah. Then we have for the 4th round for 25, 26, 27. This is a 2-parter about firefighters and all about saving lives. And so the Hemagear is 119 Inosuke. And he does get chastised for not taking this stuff seriously with like saving lives, because one guy's about to have a heart attack when the raid raiders basically come by. But it does get to him, and he does recover, and he uses that point to basically, now the way this thing works is that on the basement we have basically a bunch of women. I think it's like 10 women who basically on the first floor. The first floor is a bunch of guys, which is actually revealed to be Ames agents. Yes, Ames agents. And then the second floor is the Vice President of Hidden Intelligence, along with the guy who works with and his Hemagear. And they're in an area that's covered in smoke. Second floor, first floor is all fire. So, in the process of saving people on the first floor, that's when the Raider Ride comes by. Oh, and we find out who he is. And it's some random guy who works for Zaya Enterprises. Zaya Enterprises Japan. So there's some random guy in research development who thinks, and he stole the thing from the president's desk. Yeah, it's actually revealed in 27 that that guy who's been creating these damn things. Also, it's implied he created the belt that made, of course, also that created all of the other Hemagears go berserk. And of course, basically, they get familiar, everything go berserk. And though, of course, also they do, of course, Auto transforms into 0-1. Then he goes to middle form, which actually I don't think can beat him, and knocks him back. And then the fire goes on, and they even tried to have basically his guy and the Hemigear, where he looks around. Of course, he finds where they are, but they can't get the route. Of course, then the Hemigear, 119 Nosuke, he proceeds to go into fire himself. This way, like the fire is burning very hot, and gives enough time. Also, Fura just drags Yura along, and of course they get the Earth 3 out, no problem. And of course, Garrett thinks he won this competition, and well, 3-1. I'm gonna buy your company. And actually, before this happens, I thought this was really cool. The fact that they did this, we have Jin showing up. Now, of course, Jin knows everybody else. He has never interacted with Game before. This is the first interaction these two have ever had with each other. And of course, they have a really cool fight. And it's revealed that also Hinobi had escaped, and of course, Jin was one to cause him to escape. And it's like, I'm gonna get your progress key back. And then of course he does battle Thruster. He's like, excuse me, Thruster, I need Hinobi's progress key back, which he was using in the episode to fight off against the Hemigear. And they have a really cool fight, and the fight itself kind of ends in a draw. And he's like, okay, here you go, you can have the progress key back. So then Jin gives it back to Hinabi. It's like, goodbye, and walks off. They kind of explained that he's not part of the will of the arc. He's doing this on his own. With he wants to free Hemigears for reasons, but he probably was with us on the same route. I thought this is really cool, and also the fact that he's not wearing the same outfit he was wearing for the first 16 episode series. They actually changed him a little more of like a professional suit. And of course, Hinabi, he proceeds to take out the little straitjacket he was wearing. Almost like, what, he's going to strip him? No, he just take out the jacket. Yeah. Otherwise, though, great 3 episodes. And of course, in the case of the firecar thing, like, nope. Basically, like, oh, I win. And then of course, basically, Retro was like, no, it was actually only else game, because he basically displayed that you are a firefighter. So, 2-2. So the final round will be a public debate, and the winner of this debate will get heated intelligence. Really good, damn good episodes. Can't wait to basically discuss the last 3, but I got some to go through. One of whom I did not suspect the dub release today, but because it's been 3 years since the last one. That will happen after I do Trigon Stargaze, because Trigon Stargaze, I have like one, after today I have one more episode left to go, so I'm going to do that next after I do my next anime, which is going to be the final episode of Tochi Wants to do Kamen Rider. But next up is going to be Comic Corner, so please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. Okay, next video, bye.